Kind of looks like it. Switch to my thing here. What's going on out there this evening, guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages? What's going on, Charles? Looks like my chat's working. That's pretty good. Mr. Pops, I'm getting there. I don't know what I did. I spent most of the last 2 days in the bathroom. I finally got out of bed about 3 o'clock today. Been drinking my Gatorades. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I got up enough to get on here, so we're doing something good. What's going on, Pops? Mr. Chadwick. Chad thought I died last night, I think. What's going on, Mr. Brian? How you guys doing tonight? What's going on, Mr. Street, Mr. Mike? How we doing out there? Y'all getting ready? What's going on, Miguel? Miss Melinda? How we doing tonight? Yep. What's going on, Matt? Heck yeah, Pops. Working, working. What's going on, Corey? We got people working, people just getting home, people getting pumped up about testing. Well, I've been better, but I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. I got myself going good enough to get on the TV, so or the camera, whatever. What's going on, Omar? What's going on, Mr. Mike? Well, I know we don't got a whole lot coming up going on right this second. I think we do have one event coming this weekend. Yep, looks like one event in New Mexico, Aztec, New Mexico, out there with man, my brain's fried. Anyways, there's a show in New Mexico this weekend. What's going on, Charlie? Geoff, Benjamin. Yes, Stephen Thibodeau. Thank you, Miguel. Man, what's going on, Connie? I was feeling bad. Mr. Terry. Yep, that's you. I forgot your dang name like a goofball. No, I was telling everybody about your show this weekend. At least I hope so. I hope I'm right. And I forgot your dang name, Steven. I just lost it. What's going on, James? Mr. Wilson? What's going on, Nilo? What's going on, Mr. McKenzie? Got our chat going pretty good over there, it looks like. We do got one event coming this weekend. All you guys getting ready for finals? I do believe I finally have a pretty good idea that registration will open next week. I wish it was a little quicker, but I think that's what's going to happen for the pre-registration there. What's going on, Eric? No, I think Selena had the first one, but I think yours is the second one. Yes. Matt's ready for bed. Pops is working on getting his stuff ready for finals. Charlie's testing. Steven's the only Cajun I know. G off's lurking. What else is going on? So all you guys that aren't making your way out to, is it I think Alabama this weekend, go see Mr. Steven down there in New Mexico. Check him out. He should have a pretty good full season going for you guys next year. Oh man, Mr. Wilson, I was looking forward to seeing your car, man. But I hear you. Get yourself that Tahoe, buddy. Oh, Mike Hat, you can't be installing too much if you're on here with a frowny face. Oh, he says Southern Colorado needs to get themselves down there. What's going on, Mr. Robert? What's going on, Mr. Ain't Loud AJ? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on, Mr. Doug? Doug, how are you? I'm pretty good. I'm not feeling the greatest right now, but I'm pretty good otherwise. Headrest X and Park and Pound. You know, Mike Smith, that's a good question. Let's see. I can go look real quick. Getting your van ready. There you go. What's going on, Jim? Yeah, I can't think of any off top of my head. I'll have to actually look that up, Mike. Yeah, I know a couple PMP and sound pressure, but I'm not sure about throwing in the X class there. That's a little wrench. I'd have to go look at the archives, but I'd say the likelihood is it's probably not. What's going on, Mr. John Kreitz? I'd say the likelihood of that is probably not, but I will look. Doug, I want to say it's a mid 40, 42 somewhere. I'd have to look that up too. To be, if you want to know for right this second for this year, I'm pretty sure it's a 142.1. I mean, I can tell you that, but I want to say there was a 42.8 at one point, maybe, if I remember right. But I can tell you the loudest one for this season was 142.11. 142.11. The question, Joe, was what was the loudest parking pound ever? You know, I also want to say that maybe Big Blue and Anthony Caldwell might have been the one, but I know Steve Mick was up there too. Did Anthony do a 43 once in that building that Steve used to have? Maybe. I would. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I know. I know Steve did do a very loud score at finals one year that was like a 42.8 or a 42.6 or something like that. I'm pretty sure it was 42.8. Hell, you guys might already answered down here. Oops. Let's see. How is broadband event going to work with World Finals? So basically, we'll have a set of lanes set up out back or right beside Broadbent Arena there. And we'll have, I think I'm going to have Chad and Trenton out there running the sound pressure part. Uh, so you just can come and register. The event will happen on Sunday only. And we'll probably have a pretty strict timeline on when it starts and finishes. We're still working out some of those details. Um, but basically it's kind of like a whole separate thing outside for the competitors to get a jump start on points, for people that maybe didn't qualify, for those that want to come check it out and see what we do, all that good stuff. So it'll basically be, if you're asking about the 3X, um, it'll be basically outside. Now, World Finals competition will be actually held inside Broadbent Arena. I think our plan right now is to run 6 lanes. We're working on some other stuff right now too. So um, we'll have overflow parking in the West Wing Pavilion. We'll have show and shine and sound quality in there. Be no testing in the West Wing Pavilion. Like to keep most of the testing outside. Hopefully that gets close to answering your question. If you need me to go farther, ask me some more, Mr. Tim or Miss Chelsea, whichever one of you I'm talking to there. Catching up here. Is there any way to filter louder score for each class without having to cycle through each year? Pops, no. And the reason for that is because um, the way the rule book evolves. So they like usually every 3 to 5 years the rule book evolves enough that the previous scores, um I don't want to say they're not relevant, but um I guess outdated maybe is the right way to say it. But I guess, as the rule books evolve, especially over time in MECA, like from the headrest, from the floor to the headrest, from the fuses to the single fuse era to the clamping era. So no, it doesn't filter that way. We can only do it season by season right now. I mean, I know that's something we've been trying to work on, but right now it's only season by season. Chris, will there be parking inside the arena? Yeah, I do plan on being able to hopefully fit. I'm thinking 30 to 50 vehicles. We've got the maps and we've been working on the plan, but I haven't got quite that far yet. I got to map out how many vehicles I can get in there. Um, I'm going to try to keep the middle of the arena fairly open so we can try to keep it efficient as possible. Because I'd like to try to get. I know last year I tried something different with the dueling demos, and I think I still have to be a little bit creative because listening to 30 or 40 or 50 dueling demo cars in a row, I don't think. I think they got to have a small break. So we're going to get a little bit creative with the plan again, I think, but that's the reason for so many lanes. And I know last year we kind of hit a sand pit, so we've got a little bit of idea what we're going to do there, but I'm going to try to keep the middle of the arena open, I believe, and we're going to try to fit, I think, somewhere around 30-ish cars in there. Yeah. So people at World Finals can do both shows. Chelsea and Tim Jones, yes. That's a good question, Doug. I don't know the answer yet. Um, what's the latest you can register for finals? Let me answer that in about a week. I think I know the date, but it's not chiseled on the stone tablet yet. So let me answer that in about a couple days. We'll make a post, and when the registration goes live, um, we'll make sure we let everybody know what the cutoff date is. Time of day. Quick question: what does it cost for triple point? I'm looking at a couple locations here and want to introduce the area to a good show. So Matt, just get with Pops, man. He's your event director in Tennessee. There, I'm pretty sure that's where you're at. Just get with Pops and let him know what you want to do, and he'll he'll get with us and we'll get you taken care of. We don't necessarily do things the way the others do. So I'd just say reach out to Pops and get with him, and then one way or the other we can get in contact with each other and work it out. But I mean, generally we take our sanctions based on the turnout, so the judges usually handle all that. um, Now I guess if they're making travel and all that stuff, then you got to make a deal with the judge if they want something or not or whatever. So that's why I say best thing to do is reach out to your local event director, and if you can't get something started that way, then reach out to me and we'll see if we can't get you taken care of. All right, Brandon wants to know, how much is it for World Finals this year? Let me remove my scroller for a second here so you guys can see my bottom there. So it's going to be 175 for the first two formats, just basically just like it has been, and then $75 for each additional format. I think there's a Bobo discount and a discount for doing everything, but I can't remember those off the top of my head right now. But we're just keeping the same price for the first two formats like we have been. Mike Street already got it. Yeah, so I see this little thing back and forth between Mike and Joe. So Mike said there was kick classes in 05. So yeah. So MECA actually used to be a floorboard, like a meter location. And then they had a separate division called Reality SPL. And that is what you know today as Where We Meter. The rules have definitely evolved from there. But essentially, where the meter is today used to be kind of a side thing like X class is now. So the main meter location for MECA in the early days was the floor. And then they had a separate thing called Reality SPL, where you were allowed to roll down the windows and stuff. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, you had to keep the doors closed, but you could roll windows down. And it was essentially supposed to be as if you were driving, maybe. So that's a little bit of history, I guess. For those of you that don't know, I might be a little bit off on some of it because I didn't really start competing real heavy until about 06, 07. But I was coming around to my first Carl Casper shows and things like that, I think about 2000, 2001. Okay, so Steve Mick did a 41.7 at finals. For sure, Matt, just get with, like I said, just get with Pops and we'll work something out. There's going to be plenty of indoor parking. I'm not going to park everybody in the actual arena because I'm going to try to keep the flow of traffic moving as efficient as possible. But I mean, we have like basically 125,000 square feet. So we have plenty of place indoor for people to park. Um, the SPL lanes will just be ran in an arena. And I do think that I will probably try to put some cars in there, but I don't want to fill it up too much that it disrupts our efficiency. So hopefully you guys understand that. But there will be plenty of indoor parking for all World Finals competitors, I'm sure. It takes a little getting used to, Charlie. I appreciate that. It takes a little getting used to. I'm not one that I've never really been the guy that did this kind of stuff, so it's been taking me some getting used to. But I appreciate that. I'm trying. So Chelsea and Tim Jones, it's still $175. So I mean, I don't know how new you are or not, but that's just kind of how MECA's done it. At least, shoot, it might go back farther than I can remember, but for as long as I can remember, it's 175 for one format, or two, it's just 175. So, um, I guess it's kind of a way to encourage you to, uh, you know, go ahead and try that park and pound class, or go ahead and try that X class, because when you pay your World Finals entry, you can essentially get, you get two for one. So that's the way we've always kind of done that. Have a good night, Matt. I know I'm probably late as heck on these comments, but I'm catching up slowly but surely. We've been talking about something, trying to figure out how we're going to do that. So that's not a bad idea, Mr. Bowser. So Charlie asked, will there be a schedule? So yeah, we will have a schedule. We've already kind of started working on it. Obviously, we won't have names and stuff on it until we get the pre-registration over. Um, but that we will have a schedule, because, like I said, I'm expecting a decent amount of cars, and we want to be able to do. We have a lot of specialty awards, state championship awards, points champions, a lot of stuff Shannon likes to do for people, that's a little extra or whatever. So we have a lot of awards to hand out Saturday evening. Unfortunately, this year I'm not going to be able to provide the meal per se at the arena. So I don't think we're going to do food with the award ceremony this year, because the venue, I just can't see what they're asking. So um we're going to probably waive the food and try to get done with things in a timely fashion. I do plan on having some concession and things like that set up there, so there will be some food there. But I'm not gonna ask people to pay $50-$60 for a plate for the food. So I decided against that, and we're just going to do the award ceremony. So we're going to try to run a pretty tight little schedule. I know there will be some hiccups. I know we'll hit some sandboxes, but hopefully we'll be able to get in and out, and do an award ceremony and recognize everybody in front of everybody in a little bit better fashion, than the hiccups we had last year. We learned a little bit, so hopefully we move forward and improve upon that. How many of us are going to finals, or do you know? Well, currently, I do not know how many of you are going. Hold on. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Okay. How many of us are going to finals, or do you know? So I won't really know until we start registration. I do know a few things. I know that if I find my little notebook here, I know that the last time I counted, it looked like we had 300 and so in sound pressure headrest classes, we have 147 people qualified. In X classes, we have 62 people qualified. In park and pound classes, we have 64 people qualified. And dueling demos, we have 58 people qualified. That was my last count. It might be one or two different from that. So it looked like 331 qualifiers. I wouldn't say that's individuals. You're probably talking about maybe 160 to 180 individuals, maybe 200. I'd have to go back and do the number on that. But basically, 331 people qualified for Sound Pressure League, and I think it's 54 total qualified in show or sound quality. MECA Kids got a few. Show and Shine's got 17. So I think we've got a total potential of 400 and some odd entries, which just going based off of past data and history would probably be somewhere around half that, give or take. If you don't have the points for a second class, then you can only run classes that you're qualified for. Anytime, John. The invitations are going to go out as soon as they're supposed to go out when the registration opens on the web page, and I'm doing the best I can to get that completed. So, well, that shouldn't be too much longer. I usually do try to put up a list before the. I usually wait till after the deadline just to make it interesting, but I'll see what we can do, but usually I don't show the list until registration's over. Heck yeah. Josh, I think I answered that just a little bit earlier. But World Finals registration is going to be 175 for the first two formats. Can I have worms come out of my car for my DD run if I clean them up? Um, I mean, I don't necessarily think that's an issue, depending on where they come out of. Oh, I think I caught up to the chat. Bam. But I don't know. We're going to discuss a few more ideas on the arena parking, and then once I know how many cars I can actually fit, I'll let y'all know the rules. And then again, what's going on, Mr. Mayo? Better late than never, man. I'm looking forward to finals too, Josh. I think it's gonna be a good one. It's always a little bit stressful for us around this time, as I know it also is for the competitors. But um, once we get there and we're standing there with everybody, it's gonna be good. If a buddy wants to ride with me, and come hang out? Does he have to pay to hang at the event? So I can tell you that the Fair and Expo Center does charge a parking fee, but other than that, we're not charging a spectator fee to come in and hang out or walk around and look and things like that. Yes, you can bring a buddy and there's no charge, like I said, other than the parking fee. Once we have it up, Kayvon, it'll be online on the website, mecacaraudio.com. As soon as we do have that open, if you're a qualified competitor, you should get an email, and there should also be a link in that email when you receive it that'll take you to the registration. Kevin. Our SQ vehicle is allowed to be in the hall all weekend. They told me as long as they're not electric vehicles, then they can park inside. Otherwise, I got to pay some outrageous fee to have somebody stay there all night with the cars and watch them and make sure they don't catch on fire. Because they had a big fire out there last year or the year before because some electric car or tractor caught on fire or something. I guess that's a good question. I'll have to ask them, but Friday you might not, but I know for sure they'll probably have people in there Saturday and Sunday. I'm not sure. I need to get the answers to those questions. The guys asking me about the parking stuff. What's going on, Alan? Shh, Josh, be quiet. All right, I think I caught up again. So everybody out there in MECA land, visit mecacaraudio.com. If you're a team, if you're a retailer, if you're a manufacturer, you want your logo on the shirts, on any of the awards, check out the MECA shop on mecacaraudio.com. Time's going to run out to get on that stuff, specialty awards, all that good stuff. I think we said November 10th, so we're right at about 29 days, I guess. So any of you guys that might be interested in that stuff, make sure you get in there so we can get you taken care of. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Yeah, I hope so too, Ben. You done messed up. Ben don't even have a door. Vote for Jeff Schneider to get the Golden Goon. That's why I said we got to work on the schedule a little bit, David. But we'll have that all worked out. And I'm pretty sure doing demos is only one qualifying pass now. There's no second passes in doing demos. I'm pretty sure that's what it says now. I guess I probably ought to go make sure before I say that out loud. Yeah. At 4X and finals, doing demos qualifying is just one round now. I don't know what I think about that, Josh. I haven't thought about it really. What's going on, Darian? Oh, we get more coming. Yeah, I haven't. I'm not gonna say I might not have thought about it at one point in time, but I haven't put much thought to it. That I mean, I guess there you go. That's a good question. We could start thinking about it. What's going on, Mr. Eric? Mr. Eric, what you guys doing up in the north today? I don't know if you missed a whole lot. We talked about a little bit of history of MECA. We talked about uh, some of final stuff. There you go, Eric. I mean, y'all make a little bit of sense there. Maybe I'll write that down, put it in the idea book. I don't got very many. I guess one more thing while I got all you guys on here. I don't know how many of you is going anywhere this weekend, but I think somebody twisted my arm, and I'm going to take a ride down to see everybody this weekend. So if you're going to finals in Alabama, come see me. If you need any help or you want to talk or hang out or anything, I'm going to go down there and hang out. I think somebody cried and told me couldn't get nobody to go with them, so figure I'll let you guys know. I think I'm gonna go. If I think I need to feel a little bit better tomorrow first, but I think I'm gonna go down there with Mr. Chad. So if any of you guys are gonna plan on being out there, if you need anything, if there's anything I can do to help you, come see me. I didn't really have a whole lot tonight though. Oh man, you're on this golden goon, ain't you? Sounds good, Alan. I'll see. I'm sure I'll make my way over there at some point. So I just talked to my web guys a little earlier yesterday, I think, and it's looking like it's going to hopefully be early next week. Uh, I know they're working on it. Uh, I'll have to talk to Chad. I'm just going on a trip. I'm just going on a ride. It'll be the first timer in a while. It's funny you say that, James. We've talked about that. We just haven't got into getting it done yet, but we have talked about it. Hey, Debbie Downer, what are you doing, Benjamin? You don't even got a door. Well, why not, James? Why not, Mr. Wilson? The Golden Goon and the Champagne of Bang. You got to get all your stuff in there, Mr. Wilson. Why you just in here being mean, Brandon? Oh man. What's going on, Shay? Trying to keep up here. Y'all are ripping them tonight. It's like, pew, 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 pew. And of course, as soon as I say that, they stop. Uh, Y'all are out there. Gonna let you out on Friday, huh, Shay? Well, that's good to know. it's the Wednesday night chat room. Getting our chat on. There you go. That's all you can do. What's going on, Mr. Kenneth Wilson? No chat, just lurk. There you go. I am going through now. I'm looking for the. I've been double checking for some of our specialty stuff, looking at points and things. I think Shannon's making some cups and pillowcases and things like that again this year. So, been going through double checking points and. I think it's already pretty close, Colin. I think there's some things, but most of that has to do with progressing, the training of it and things. You got to remember, just 2 years ago, you just got told, hey, you lost. So, we're trying to figure out how to put numbers on that stuff. And, I think it's getting better. I've noticed a couple things, and we are working on a training program for doing demos. So I think if you just bear with us for a little bit, I think that'll continue to get better, just like the whole doing demos program already has. What's going on, Bubba? There you go. I mean, I, at the end of the day, I think Chris is kind of right. I think no matter what, no matter how we try to do it, you are essentially getting an individual's uh, perspective of how they hear your vehicle. Not everybody's going to have the same perspective. Some people's tall, short, walk faster, slower, look for different things. Heck, some of us might even hear different things. But so I think it's one of those difficult things to try to tackle, but we're trying to work on it and just keep on trying to push the ball in the right direction. I think that rule books as a whole, none of them are perfect, so it's just a continuation of trying to nose the ball in the correct direction, in my opinion. I think doing demos is a little farther off than maybe some of our other ones are. But yes, we're going to continue to keep putting effort into the doing demos because I think it's fun. Um, I think it's a meaningful competition. And that's the reason why I'm trying to figure out how to put a score on it. Or I shouldn't say, I think I've already figured out how to put a score on it, but how to actually better judge it as far as putting those numbers on cars. And those of you that's done it, that knows about sound quality judging, doing demos judging, uh, you know how tough it can be to put those numbers down on the paper. So I think that's the best answer I have for that. Is I feel like the whole program, doing demos, sound pressure, show and shine, everything that we do. None of it's perfect, and we're just, trying to keep on pushing it the correct way. I feel like we all agree on that, but that doesn't stop people's thoughts or perspectives, and I understand that. But I feel like as long as we all keep working together, we can still make it something that's absolutely worthwhile. And I personally, in my opinion, think it's come a long way in just a couple years. And so, I'm hoping we're only a year or two away of getting it into a comfortable place, because we have done a lot to kind of evolve it forward. So, you guys aren't really, I don't know how to say it nicely, or maybe it's not really mean, but like direct, but you guys really aren't kind of saying anything I don't already kind of recognize. It's just, you got some things just take time. So, well, that's awesome, Nilo. I'm glad you feel that way. Mr. Steven, one of those guys. Yeah, that Geoff guy makes me wonder. Well, how about y'all start talking about something that I feel good talking back about? Or, I mean, it kind of really doesn't really matter. I guess we're coming down to the rip of it. It's about, I've been on for my hour, so I will remind everybody again one more time. Uh, we do have a show coming up October 14th, Aztec, New Mexico. Mr. Stephen Thibodeau will be handling that one. So if you're in the area, make sure you go check him out. Again, all you guys headed to Alabama this weekend, I think I'm going to be riding down there with Chad. If you guys need anything while we're there, if there's something I can do to help you out or anything, come yell at me, and see if we can't get you together. But I don't really see anything else here. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Hopefully, I answered everybody's questions for the most part this evening. If for some reason I wasn't able to get to you, please send us a private message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can there. Again, World Finals registration should be opening next week. Invites should go out at that time. Yeah, I think that's the most of that. The event New Mexico final stuff. Guys that want to get their logos on the shirts or awards and all that stuff, make sure you get in touch with us or get on the MECA Car Audio page there. Take a look at the MECA shop, and you can get all that stuff together right there at mecacaraudio.com. I guess until next time, MECA heads, keep it loud and clear.